Hello everyone and welcome back for round 2 of my introductory tutorials. In the last video we answered some generic questions about the course and got ourselves registered in MyMathLab. In this video I want to walk you through what I think is the best way to tackle this course. And for those of you who have used MyMathLab before, let me just say up front that trying to fumble your way through the homework relying on the question help button isn't going to get you too far this time around. It's just going to frustrate you in the long run, constantly having to backtrack to some outside resource to figure out what's going on. So what I want to do is go through everything you should be doing on a regular basis and where to find it. So first, obviously, you should familiarize yourself with the syllabus. And at the very least, print out the calendar so you're aware of the pacing of each section and keep it somewhere that you're going to see it on a daily basis. Obviously, a copy was just recently emailed to you with an assignment via a Blackboard announcement, but you can also find the syllabus posted in the document sharing folders. So let's first just kind of review where some important documents are typically going to be found. So I went ahead and signed into MyMathLab under my fake student account so that what you're seeing on this video is also what you're going to be seeing in MyMathLab. So I've just logged in. I can see my tile for my online college algebra course here. I'm going to click on the title to get into the course. And this is what we call the course homepage. So at a glance, right in the middle up front, you see the calendar with some symbols on it. It's usually 2 weeks at a time, but you can adjust your view in the drop-down dialog box here in the right-hand corner. You can view by 2 weeks, you can view by the day, 1 week at a time, a whole month. The little icons, when you hover over them, it's usually something that is due that day, or maybe it's made available on that day. Little blue circles mean that there's homework on that day. A little orange square means that it's a quiz. If a test is appearing, it's usually a green triangle. And if there's offline items, usually that's a brown triangle. So usually if you see a symbol appearing on the calendar, something's either becoming available that day or maybe it's due that day, and you should probably check on your calendar. So again, our first thing was, where do we find important documents? Like, where's the syllabus? That is all under the communication tools. So your left-hand menu of tabs is really where you're navigating through MyMathLab. At the very bottom, you should see something that says communication tools. So we're going to click there. And then under the next set of options, you see you can email. We're not going to do discussion boards in this class. But then the bottom says document sharing. If you click on that, you'll see lots of folders pop up. And basically, this is where we're going to keep all of our important documents. So kind of in the main folder, the very first one that has a little arrow bullet point next to it, this is where I'm keeping the syllabus. So you just click on the name of the file, and it should immediately download and then open. So here's our syllabus. You have an assignment connected to this document, just making sure you're reading all the details and the grading expectations. But most importantly, on page 4 of this document, maybe I can blow it up here a little bit. On page 4 of this document is our class schedule. So basically, this is for pacing purposes. Again, you can work on homework at any point during the semester. Maybe you get an 80% on assignment 1.1, and a couple weeks from now, when you're ready to review for chapter 1 test, maybe you want to open that assignment again and get it up to 100%. So there's really no lockout dates with the homework. These due dates on the side here are really just to make sure that you are going through the material at a pace that is going to make you successful for completion. So obviously our first assignment is chapter 1, section 1 on linear equations. That's the first day. The following Wednesday is quadratic equations, chapter 1, section 2. So the topic is listed. The topic is the name of the chapter's section. It's the title. And then the numbering here is, again, chapter and section number. So I would print this out, have it handy somewhere so you can refer back to it whenever you need to. Quiz due dates are not listed on the calendar. The main chapter tests are. So chapter 1 tests, its date is in red. Chapter 2 tests, there are 5 of them in all, and then the final exam. So really familiarizing yourself with the syllabus is kind of a key thing to do. And again, that is found in the document sharing folders. Some other stuff that's in here, we've got some videos made by Mr. Riddle, another instructor at WVUP. He went through and made tons and tons of lecture videos, and he was so very gracious to also make them available to our class. So really great material there. I will also be making videos and posting them probably in a different folder, but you'll see that whenever you look in the document sharing area. But great resources here. PowerPoints from in-seat lecture classes, and then there's our 2 folders from our kind of initial assignments, the registration assignment and answering questions about your syllabus. So the document sharing tab under communications tools is basically going to be the dumping ground for all of our documents that are printable and resources to you that you can use throughout the semester. So you'll be very familiar with this area very quickly. All right, back to the main menu here, the course homepage. I'm just going to go through and show you step by step, what you need to be doing on a daily basis to progress through that calendar I just showed you on the syllabus, to go through all of this information in the most efficient and the most learner-friendly way, how to do that. So to begin with, you want to read. You want to read the textbook, and that's not meant to be a sarcastic comment in any way. Read the sections in the order as they appear on the calendar in the syllabus. Take notes as you read, chapter by chapter. You might be asking, well, how do I know what sections to read? Again, they're going to go in order of this table that is in the syllabus. So if you haven't read Chapter 1, Section 1, Linear Equations by the end of the day on the first day, or at least by Tuesday, you're kind of slipping. These pacing dates are for your best interest to hold yourself to them. So read the sections in the order by the dates that you should be completing them. You're also probably thinking, there's no physical textbook. How am I supposed to read anything? Well, again, with your purchase of full access into MyMathLab, you get the ebook as part of that purchase. So from the course homepage here, you'll look on the left-hand menu. 4 options down is the e-text contents. We're going to click that. And then you get to either just, open the e-text right away, or maybe you want to navigate to a particular chapter and section. We start in Chapter 1. Click there. And we start in Section 1. So I'm going to click Section 1.1. You can opt to maybe watch some publisher-created videos from this section. Those videos also show up in the Assignments tab, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But the second bullet down there is to view the e-text. So once you click that blue link, it will open the textbook in a brand new window. So to navigate around the ebook, there's these 3 vertical little mini lines up in the upper left-hand corner. That's your menu. That's basically your table of contents. So you could scroll down and pick Chapter 1, Equations and Inequalities. Section 1.1, just like in our syllabus calendar, is linear equations. So you click on that, and the book will jump to that chapter and section. You can also adjust your display settings if you need to make, bigger or smaller font. But it really tabs through just like an e-reader. So there's arrows left and right of the page that you can go forward and backward, as you read. Okay, now your next question might be, well, I really don't like to read, which to that I say, for an online class, you kind of have to read. You have to have really good reading comprehension skills. It can't all just be, watching videos and stuff. You really got to get your hands dirty with the material. But in supplement to that, really going through the textbook first before you attempt the homework. In addition to reading the e-text and taking notes, there are also lecture and test prep videos. So in the Assignments tab, right now we're in the e-text contents. We're going to click Main Menu to go back. Here's our left-hand navigation options. You'll see right under Course Home is Assignments. Click on that. And this table lists out, basically all the stuff that is available and assigned for this semester with their due dates right next to it. So again, according to the syllabus, we're starting Chapter 1, Section 1. You can see the Chapter 1, Section 1 assignments here. So we've got media assignments, we've got the homework, and then we've got a little tiny mini quiz, which under the attempts column, you can see has 3 attempts until the due date has passed. So I'm going to click on the 1.1 media just so you can see, what is this supplementary material that I can use on top of the ebook and taking notes myself. So usually when you click on the media, you'll get a list of options here. Maybe you get the PowerPoint that goes along with that section. You can download that, read the PowerPoint or skim it. And there's also a lot of example videos, which I think are excellent. So we're going to click on one of these media options. It loads in another window, hence the need to allow pop-ups, like I said in the earlier video. But this textbook, I think, is great in terms of its video resources. They're usually not very long. I think the longest one I've seen in terms of like runtime is maybe 20 minutes. But most of them are really, really manageable in just like getting a flavor for what this assignment is about without really spending a whole lot of time, watching a long lecture video. This one's 2 minutes and 21 seconds. The animations are great. I'll just play a little snippet of it here.
In this activity, we are going to solve an equation that leads to a linear equation. First, we look for restrictions on the domain of the variable. In this case, x cannot be equal to 2 or -5. Let's clear the equation of fractions by multiplying both sides by the least common multiple of the denominators. The LCM in this case is x plus 5 times x minus 2.
I love the animation in these videos, which is something that I cannot do with like paper and pencil techniques. Even when I'm creating a video that's kind of like a Khan Academy style video where you hear my voice over top of me completing a problem, the animations in these videos I think are great, and they really cut down on time so that you're not watching, again, an hour and a half long lecture. You're watching like at most 20 minutes that gets you through that section of material. So really make use of these media options that are part of the assignments tab. Go through the ebook, do your notes, and then watch these little video clips. Did you really pick up on what you were supposed to pick up on when you were reading by watching these little videos here? So you've got some great multimedia resources at hand, and they're in here for literally every single section. So here we've got example videos and the PowerPoint available for 1.1. If I jump back into my assignments tab and head down to, chapter 1, section 5 media, I've got tons of example videos and stuff available for this one too. So lots of great resources here to really help you understand the content and digest the material in the most efficient and I think the best way, for distance learning. Now, what if the ebook, your notes, and the videos are still not enough for you to get through the homework assignments? Well, this is really now your like fourth method or your fourth support to help you complete the homework assignments, and it's called the question help button. Those of you who have used MyMathLab before know what I'm talking about, but I'll try and pick an assignment that has one in it. So this is chapter 1, section 3. I'm going to randomly pick question 12 here. Again, the homework problem pops up in a new window. And this one looks like it's about complex numbers, the imaginary number I. I've read the book, I've taken notes, I've watched the videos. I'm still a little fuzzy about what I'm supposed to be doing. I can go over here to the right-hand corner and click Question Help, and there's a couple of options here. The first one is called Help Me Solve This. This option will work out the actual problem that's given to you. So it will work out 8i times the quantity 6 minus 5i, step by step. But then you don't get credit for it. So after you watch the Help Me Solve This or you click through those step-by-step instructions, you actually get a new problem generated that you want to get credit for. Instead of doing this, a lot of students opt to view an example. This option generates a new problem that's similar to the one that you're working on, but with different numbers. So you can see the solution process step by step, but then when you leave the view an example, you can jump back and complete the problem that you're supposed to be doing. So I'll click on this one just so you can see what I'm talking about, right? So the view an example, it looks very similar. My problem is 8i times 6 minus 5i, And the example problem is 10i times the quantity 4 minus 3i. So it's got the same setup, just the values are different. You can then click through this continue button, and it will show you step by step, a solution process that you can use to tackle the problem that you have. Okay, so that's a great option. If you still don't like any of this stuff, the videos, the question help button, there is also an option to ask your instructor. So if you click ask my instructor under question help, it will email that problem to me, and then I can hand write up a solution and some little explanations, and then I just take a picture of that and I email it right back to you. So you've got lots of support to get through the homework in terms of resources. I think this book in particular has a lot available to help you digest the content. Alrighty, so leaving that homework problem, what if the textbook, my notes, the question help button, the multimedia resources like the PowerPoints and the videos and the animations, what if all of that is still not enough to help me understand what I'm supposed to be doing with this math stuff? To that, I say that you need to get yourself to campus, okay? Come see me during the office hours. Again, they are listed on our syllabus, and you need to visit our wonderful resource and tutoring center. I can send you a link to their online presence that's on the wvup.edu homepage. They offer not only in-person tutoring, but they also offer online tutoring, distance learning. It's through this resource called Brainfuse. It's available, I want to say it's available 24/7. So you could be working on math at like 2 o'clock in the morning and have a question. You could log on to Brainfuse and get help. Obviously, it's not me at 2 o'clock in the morning, but this is like an outsourced service that the college pays for, that is at no cost to you, that you can get math tutoring help. So if all of this stuff that's available through MyMathLab is still not enough and you feel like you're struggling or you're lost, you need to come talk to me. You need to come talk to the tutors and do that before it's too late. Math is what I call a skyscraper, right? A lot of subjects, are webs. You can have a class in one part of the web that has nothing to do with a class in another part of the web. But math is really not like that. You've got to develop a really good foundation of arithmetic skills to move on to, basic algebra. And basic algebra moves you into geometry. It's like you're going, from one level of the building to the next level of the building, and you can't move up levels until you've mastered the level before. So, letting stuff go, like letting yourself be confused for weeks at a time is really silly. If you know that you're at a point where you're stuck and you're just thinking, oh, well, it'll go away, I'm just going to move on. Guess what? It's not going to go away. Math is not like that. You can't just avoid the trouble and hope it doesn't appear later. It always comes back to haunt you. So don't let yourself get behind. Don't let yourself get frustrated. Use the resources, me in particular, and the tutoring center. Use all this stuff to your advantage. No one's trying to set you up for failure. We want you to succeed. So, do what you need to do to be your own best advocate. That's the hardest part of an online course, is that I cannot see a confused face over the computer. So if you're, really spending like hours and hours and hours trying to do something super simple, you're spinning your wheels for the wrong reasons. So it's okay to ask for help. That's what we're here for. That's my job. So make sure that you are, being your own best advocate and getting the help you need. That's what it's there for. Okay, last but not least, you have finished your first homework assignment. Is there anything else you need to do? Yes, you will also notice in the assignments tab, for each chapter and section, there's the media, the supplementary help to help you do the homework assignment. Both of those are blue circles, so they're homework based. Right after that, for each section, you'll see a little mini follow-up quiz. And it's typically due 1, maybe 2 days after the homework is due. The major difference between the quizzes and the homework is that while you may work on any homework assignment at any point during the semester for full credit, the quizzes are limited to 3 attempts. So once the due date for a quiz has passed, I allow MyMathLab to manage incompletes. What this means is I allow the gradebook to search for any assignment that hasn't been opened and it's past due. The gradebook then automatically inserts a 0 for those assignments. So if you don't attempt a quiz and the due date passes, you're essentially forfeiting one of those 3 attempts because one attempt is going to be assigned a 0. You're still going to be able to open the quiz, but since the due date's passed, you only get 2 attempts to get the score you want. So it's kind of critical that you stay up to date with the homework and on pace so that you get all of the opportunities, all 3 attempts to take the quizzes. Again, they're easy to find. Everything is in this assignments tab. Everything you need to complete is in that one tab. This is the same place that you're also going to find the exams and your final. I can't show them to you right now because they're not available, right? Per our syllabus calendar right now, Chapter 1 test is going to appear on the date that is highlighted in red. So you have to wait until then to see that little green triangle appear in your assignments tab. But everything is in here. So I suggest, making sure at the top you click all assignments, you click all chapters, and you click show all, right? If you only have homework shown, then you're missing out on the quizzes if this is the view that is always coming up whenever you click the assignments tab. Make sure that you're seeing everything all at once. Quizzes, when it's test time, you're going to see the tests appear in here, etc., etc. I typically send out an email reminder about a week or so before an exam is due. So that kind of prompts you to maybe look back at the syllabus calendar and make sure you're on pace and you're ready to take that exam when it's made available. Okay, read the textbook, take notes, use the question help button, watch the multimedia videos, do homework, quizzes, exams, go see my instructor whenever possible. Is there anything else I need to complete? Nope. At this point, you got this. We've gone through basically everything you need to know in MyMathLab. Apart from the assignments tab, you'll probably frequent, obviously, the e-text contents and the gradebook tab. So the great thing about MyMathLab is the minute you open something, MyMathLab starts to grade it. So you see how I opened the 1.1 media and I opened Chapter 1, Section 3 homework to show you the question help button? MyMathLab's already spotted it, right? And it also logs the amount of time that you spend on anything. So this is kind of my trick to catch cheating. If I see that you've opened a quiz and it literally took you a minute to do, I know you're using some kind of phone app to automatically solve the problems. I know all about that stuff. So I do keep track of how much time you're spending on things. I'm glad that MyMathLab has this feature. It also keeps track of when you open and close stuff. So I opened it at this time and I closed it at that time. Right? So it keeps date stamps. It keeps us honest about what we're really doing. I have students come to my office all the time that say, I worked, 3 hours on this homework assignment. I just can't do it. But then when I have them log in and show me their gradebook, they opened it and closed it or something, and they just forgot about it and it was past due. So it really keeps you honest. It keeps you up to date. Again, this grading is automatic. You're not waiting on me a week or two to get some assignment graded and back to you. As soon as you open and work on something, the gradebook is keeping a log of it. So you should know absolutely for certain what your grade is at any point during the semester. Other than that, there's also some like resource tabs and the study plan. The study plan is not part of your grade, but it is a good place to go for like extra practice. As you complete homework assignments, MyMathLab keeps track of problems that you frequently miss. So if you miss a certain concept in a certain chapter and section and you go to the study plan to practice, it's going to pull those types of problems that you missed a lot. Speaking about missing problems, let me go back into an assignment here. Homework 1, section 3 is I think where we were at. Let me go back to that question 12. This is another great thing I love about MyMathLab. Okay, let's say I work this problem and I think it's 0. Clearly that answer is not right. When I click check answer, it says, sorry, that's not right. Okay. I really think it's 0. I'm going to click check answer again. Nope. Second time, still not right. Okay, maybe I think it's 10. Final check. Nope, I missed it. It's going to give you the correct answer, and then it's going to give you the option to either move on to the next question, or it's going to give you the chance to get credit for this problem again. So I can click similar question, and it will just generate a new problem for me to work on. And I can go through the same 3 chances again to get it right. And if I do, I get full credit. It's not like, oh, I missed it once with my 3 chances. This is a new problem. Maybe I get 50% of the points. No, if you get the problem right in any of those 3 chances, you get full credit for that problem. So you can work until you get the score that you want on any homework assignment. And they're open all the time. So I can come back and work on this same problem weeks from now and still get full credit for it. So there's really no excuse to not have like 100% on every single homework, because you can work these problems until you have that score that you want to have, which I think is great. Other than that, there are the video and resource library. This is another way to get to the multimedia stuff that I showed you earlier. So maybe I want to jump to chapter 7 and section 2. I click select all and find now. Any lecture videos, any example videos, any animations that I can like click through and manipulate, they'll all just dump out right here. So I can maybe, find a small video to watch, or, get to the PowerPoint or jump to that section in the textbook. This is all under the video and resource library. So another place to find those media options other than your assignments tab. And that's all I have for you as far as navigating MyMathLab and making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. If there is still any lingering doubt or questions about anything that we talked about, please feel free to email me, klife@wvup.edu, and I will be in contact with you within the next couple of days just to update and make sure that we're all feeling good. So thanks for watching, guys. I will talk to you soon.